Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, students and traders. Tad Devon broadcasting to you live here from Orlando, Florida. Good to be back with each and every one of you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Eclipse Monday. Just had the eclipse come through. It wasn't full on here in Orlando, but it was a sight to see. I had been really known about this for about 2 years and was excited. We decided not to travel because I heard there was going to be the worst traffic jams that we've ever seen, which I'm sure are going on right now at different places as people are trying to leave the areas. But it was really amazing. I had got my glasses on Amazon months before they got hiked up. I heard they were going for as much as $50 a pair recently. Very amazing, very impressive to see. Some of you might have been in the totality area, which I'm very jealous of, but we're going to plan to catch the next one in Dallas area in 2024. We might even take a trip to somewhere else before that. But very amazing, very impressive. Hopefully some of you guys got to see that, that were out in the U.S. and were watching online or on TV. It was really cool. I tried to take some pictures, but it didn't really come out well. But it was very impressive nonetheless. Definitely fulfilled a dream of mine to be able to see that. Can't wait to see a full one. We are going to go ahead and get started at this time. This is the PowerFibs live session. Good to be back with each and every one of you. We are going to kick things off at this time. Let's go ahead and jump right into the market. Let me switch my charts over. I have ETR charts up. Let me switch those back into our PowerFibs. Let me download the latest charts. All right, let's see here. Power Fibonacci. I'm going to be updating today's workspaces as well. So if you want to have access to those, you'll get new, fresh workspaces from today. I did not upload workspaces last week because we had the 4-hour course. I will be updating them today, and we'll be posting those after we conclude our session. We're also going to be having another PowerFibs course next week at the same time from 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So everyone's aware. Let me just let our assistant know. All right, I'm trying to figure out what is why that is. We just had a PowerFibs course last week. We have one today. They're scheduling me for another one next week on Monday, another 4-hour course. I actually have another 4-hour course tomorrow. I'm not sure what the meaning is behind having all these 4-hour courses back to back to back. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that, figure out why we're having so many of them frequent. But as of right now, there's another 4-hour course scheduled for tomorrow. There's another 4-hour course scheduled for next Monday. So if I have to do the 4-hour course next Monday, we're not going to have a live course. We will have one. We won't have one the following Monday because that's Labor Day. We'll be closed on that day, but we will have one the following week on the 11th of September. And yeah, that's what it looked like from here in Orlando. It looked like a very great crescent moon when I was looking at them at 255, which was the max here, 251 here in Orlando. All right, let me open those workspaces up and we will get things going here. One second here, I'm just communicating with our assistant about that class. Gerard, you're saying it says there is one tomorrow. Is that canceled? There is a 4-hour course tomorrow that is not canceled. That is scheduled. It's the 4-hour course, just like we did last Monday, same exact course. That is tomorrow. And then next week on Monday, we have another 4-hour course. There will not be a live session next week. And the following week is Labor Day. So let me see here. They're looking to move a date for that, for the live session. So we have one the first week of September. And let me see here. I'm talking with her right now to see what day I can schedule that for. All right, we're going to look to make that on Tuesday the 5th. So Tuesday the 5th at the same time at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have that session. All right, and just let her know about that because I don't want to go 3 weeks without a live session. Yep, so we are going to have one Tuesday on the 5th. All right. So let's go ahead and launch our PowerFibs. All right. 1 second here, just trying to get everything arranged while the charts load. All right, so we have that locked down now. Tuesday, the 5th of September, will be a live. We'll have a live PowerFibs trading session at that time. All right, let's go ahead and get going. Well, we're missing a lot of students in here than we normally have. That's fine. Looks like we are good to go. Let me organize this alphabetical order, and we are going to kick things off with our Aussie CAD. What are you talking about there, Gerard? Change what exactly? All right. Let me organize these. Whoops, don't want to add a new workspace. We're going to organize them alphabetically. All right. You know, I could look to do that moving forward, going into September, adding some different pairs on here. So yes, it's something we could look to do for sure. All right, looks like we're good. Starting off with the Aussie CAD, let me pull out the sheet for today. And I'll share that with everyone. Bear with me for just a second here as I'm trying to scramble to get everything going here. I agree there, Gerard. Now I'm going to look into doing that. We'll add some more higher performance pairs and get rid of some of the ones that just aren't really performing well, not moving much. Today is the 21st. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Sorry about the delay there to get things going. We are recording, looking good. All right. Last week set aside on the Aussie CAD. A lot of resistance up top on here. Took out our A's as the market was coming down. It's very choppy right now, not really ideal in terms of trading. Let's look at the daily chart and see if we have any better direction going on here. Let me bring that up. All right, daily's in a down AB, but you have the RSI oversold, so not in the right zone. It's looking like it wants to break through our counter trend line and come down. You have a ton of wicks up there. All that showing bulls are looking for buying, just not getting it. Going back to the 2-hour, daily's in the down retracement, or down push zone. And let's see what we have here on the daily. All right. Let me put smart fibs. Whoops, where'd it go? There it is. Start at the high. All right, we're in a down EB. There's a lot of resistance over here. We're in the down push zone, so I'm going to deploy bearish on this current Fibonacci here. Let me turn off that weekly encapsulation tool. So I'm going to deploy bearish on just the current D. It's very choppy on here, so starting at 100, well, the starting is 10073. 1.0073 going down to the D at 0.9890. And that's going to be a bearish deployment active. Just to the current 2-hour D. And wait and see what this does. Only 2, though. All right, so just to that one is what I'm looking at on here, and we'll mark that red for a bearish sell. Let's look at the Aussie yen. My charts are running so slow right now. I just don't understand why they're doing this. Let me close these out. Otherwise, it's going to take us 4 hours to go through this. All right, closing this out. It's just being very unresponsive. Go back into it. All right. All right, let's see if this will work. All right, I'll see. My microphone's pretty centered. I mean, I'm not sure why you're picking that up. All right, Aussie dollar, Japanese yen on here. The market is coming up bullish. It broke our trend line, took out the A, and has crowned on this position. Let's look at our daily. Daily has taken out the sub A as well. It's moving in the up push zone of the larger ABCD. RSI is coming up on the daily chart. We're in the up push zone. Sub was in the up push zone, took out the A. Let me look at the weekly. Weekly's in the up push zone. RSI is overbought, looking to come down. There's our RSI. We're at a pivot. Tweezer tops were formed there. Weekly's retracing. Daily has crowned also. Oops. All right. Alrighty. So, looking for this to drop. Bearish engulfing there a few days ago. RSI is coming down. If we look at crown fibs, AB right there. There's our D at the uptrend line. 1.27 seems to be a better target on here. Let's look at fibs coming down. Puts us in a down AB, C at A, deep 618. And you can see here we're bouncing out the backside of this uptrend line. Yes, we have a bear crown on the daily and on the 2-hour, but that bear crown did not form at a D extension on the weekly. So you had the daily chart, formed a bear crown here, formed it right about above the 1.27, not quite the D, and these a lot of times can turn out to be false crowns because they're not at the D extension. The weekly chart just made a higher high, very near the 1.27, so this could be misleading that it is going to reverse only to come back up. And that's my concern about deploying bearish on here, because I don't want to see the A get taken out again as it did coming up. And if I put fibs going up, you can see we have a little crown here, but I'm just not completely sold on this pair. So I'm going to stay out on this. I want to see what it does. The ETR, I'm buying on this because we have a backside bounce. Let me confirm that I'm buying. I'm pretty sure I'm buying on that. No, I stayed out. I stayed out because I want to wait and see what this does. So yeah, I'm staying out on this pair. It could go either way. So standing aside, I don't feel comfortable deploying bullish or bearish on here, so the best thing to do is stay aside and see what this does, because it could go either way. All right, Aussie QE. Market was coming up bullish, took out the A, came down bearish, took out the A. So I need to draw new fibs coming up on the Aussie New Zealand, going right there. Now the Aussie has been strengthening, so let's take a look at the larger time frame. Let's look at the daily. All right, let's see here. Daily is moving up towards the A. Let's put Fibonacci's going up. All right, this is in the up push zone on the subs, down retracement zone, still coming up in the no trade zone. We've broken through this downtrend line here. Bounced off the backside, morning star right there. RSI is coming up. We're not too far away from the daily A. Let's look at the weekly, we're about 100 pips away. Up AB pushing up from the 8.6 to the 1.18. In between pivots, we're about 290 pips away. So we're seeing Aussie strength. I like Aussie strength, what it's leaning towards. I like the trend line bounce on here. Let's get a weekly target on here. 111.42. 1.1142 is my deploying target. I'm going to start at this low, 105.89. All right, and let me type that out on the chart. To the weekly D slash pivot point. Weekly is in the up push zone. I'm just changing this as I go. So this will be the active deployment bullish up to the weekly D at 111.42 is our target. All right. That'll be the bull target there. Change that to green. All right. Next is the Aussie US dollar. That is the weekly D target, the weekly D. Did I type it in wrong? Let me go back to that. Let me just confirm that here. Let me just make sure I got the right number on there. I might need to adjust that. Yep, 111.42 is the weekly target. So want to make sure to just clarify that. Robert, I know you asked about that. Barbara, put the number in 111.42 is the weekly D target right there. All right. Aussie US dollar. Alrighty. All right, on this position here, I have an active bullish deployment on the Aussie US dollar coming up to the 2-hour D. This is the AB coming up that I have the target on from 105.89 up to 111, excuse me, 73.70 to 81.43. Let's get rid of those. So this is an active bullish deployment. The target originally was 81.43 on here. The target has now adjusted from a 618 retracement to a 1.18 target. I like the Aussie US dollar coming out bullish on this position, so I'm going to be maintaining that bullish position. Look at that downtrend line bounce with a break with a backside bounce. We are pushing up bullish, so I'm going to maintain that bullish position to that target. Continuing that up to the current D on there. It's a long term. It's been in there for a while active, but we are seeing this come up. And I do like that coming up bullish, so I'm going to maintain that bullish position, continuing on from the Aussie US dollar. All right. CAD yen. All right. CAD yen, let's see our daily chart. Checking out our daily chart. Last week I was staying aside on this. We're in up AB. This is crowned on here. It's come back and given us a deeper right tip. So let's take a look. Let's look at the weekly. All right, weekly bounce off the backside. We have an uptrend here. Made a higher high. We're in the up push. Some of the weekly RSI wants to come down. Monthly, we're in between pivots. We have this crown, but the RSI is overbought. 2 hour. RSI is oversold. Taking out the A on here, let me draw a downtrend line. we're bouncing off the back side of it right there. Up AB. I'm buying on this on the Elite Trading Realm. Let's go back to the daily. Daily has a right tip of the crown here. RSI is coming into the overbought zone. We are in the push zone. I like this backside bounce. I'm going to deploy bullish on here, starting at this low. Going to my weekly time, my daily time frame, looking at a target. I'm going to go to the pivot here, and there's our pivot right there, 88.89. I'm going to go to 88.80. A little bit before that, 88.80 is going to be my target, which is going to be right before that pivot on the daily. So 88.80 will be my target. And that's going to be a bullish deployment starting at this low on the CAD yen. All right, let me get those numbers. 85.45 is the starting place. Up to 88.80. Up push on the daily. Active. All right, and that is all set on the CAD yen. Euro Aussie. Looking at our daily, we've crowned on here where there was a right tip 2 weeks ago. Right tip has since continued to shift upwards here to this level. Let's check out this crown on the weekly and see where it's at in relation to the ABCD. We have a crown at our C, so that's when we expect to see crowns form at the A's, B's, C's, and D's of the larger time frames. We're nearing the back side of the downtrend line too. Euro weakness, Aussie strength. RSI is oversold. We're in the down push zone on the weekly, or on the daily. Now on here, I was waiting to deploy bearish once the uptrend line is broken down to the daily D. The uptrend line did get broken. Looking at Euro weakness, Aussie strength, lower low, took out all these lows. Going after the A. Now this could take out our A right there. RSI is overbought on the Euro Aussie. And one of the things that concerns me in terms of a sell right now, well, we've broken through the downtrend line here. We're bouncing off the back side of it. So I like this coming down, but the market could come back up and take out that A. So I'm going to stay on the side of this pair for now on this week. It's too close to the A right there for a deployment bearish. I mean, we are only about 50 pips away from that at this time. Alrighty, standing aside on this here. Alright, next up is the EuroCAD. So, Gerard, we have right now lower low, and then this is a higher high than that previous high in that downtrend. This is a higher high than that high. So we're coming up bullish like that right now. And it is very close to the A, and I just don't want to take a chance with this where it's at. So the best thing is just to kind of stand aside, see what the market does. So I'm going to stay out. All right. EuroCAD. Let's check the daily. On our daily chart, we are in an up AB, up push zone, sub down AB. If you look at our EuroCAD on the daily chart, we have a sub crown. Right there. Morning stars forming on the EuroCAD. RSI is oversold on the EuroCAD. So we're in the up push zone on here. It was bullish on this last week. The market took out the A right there. in its crown, but we might not see this crown play out because this crown right now that's happening on our 2-hour time frame is not at a C or a D of a larger time frame. There was the C right there. Market came up near the 1.27. So that bear crown we're seeing on the 2-hour may be a false crown. It might get taken out because it's not at an A, B, C, or D of a larger time frame. If we look at the weekly chart, you can see right there it's not at an A, B, C, or D. So this bear crown might be short-lived. It may not hit the target. I don't think it will. There's our uptrend line. We're getting an uptrend line bounce currently on this also. So if we put smart fibs going up from this low, we have this up AB. But I'd really like to see at least 1D getting hit before I look to deploy on this. So I'm going to look to deploy on the second ABCD on the 2-hour. Once the D has been hit on the new up fib. So wait for the second one on the second new up fib. And I'll label that actually, let's bring that over a bit. Second fib. So wait for that to happen, then looking to deploy over on the Euro CAD. Whoa. Starting place is 147.28. And target, looking at the daily, $154.34. Let's look at the weekly. I'm going to go to the pivot here at 150.20, the same as the previous target. So 150.20. For the Euro CAD. All right. And we'll keep that green. Question isn't that the great B? Oh, I see you're talking about Barbara. There you go. All right. Euro pound. This has been in a pretty impressive uptrend of late here. I can bullish deployment up to the D at 94.07, and I'm maintaining that bullish deployment up to that target. We recently hit the new D extension on here, still coming up bullish. I'm going to maintain that position up to the larger time frame D at 94.07. Still making higher highs and higher lows on the euro pound. Look at that beautiful looking uptrend, almost about ready to update that trend line. So up, push down, and going to maintain that bullish position on the euro pound. Continuing. Still nicely coming up bullish, higher highs, higher lows. This has been good to us. If you don't want to trade the major ABCDs on there, you can look to deploy subs from the current A. That didn't last long. And then working your way up on there. But I have just the majors traded going up that way towards the D. Let's look at the Euro Kiwi. Let me see here. Did I miss one? Just kidding. Euro Yen. All right. Let's see. Euro Yen broke the trend line, deployed bearish down to the daily 382. This was a target of 124.68. Still pushing downwards on here. Let's put our smart trend lines on. Breaking through that there. We also have a backside bounce, it looks like, on here. Almost. RSI overbought, 2 hour oversold daily. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily's looking to come down on here, and you can see we broke to the trend line coming down to the 382. So I'm going to maintain that bearish position on the Euro Yen. So I'm maintaining the bearish position on here, active down AB. So maintaining that down to the 382 of the daily chart. Euro Yen. All right, Euro Yen, bearish. Euro New Zealand. All right, let's look next. Euro Kiwi, this was standing aside very close to the daily D, and both RSIs were overbought. There was the daily D getting hit. There's last week. Here we are right there. We did hit it. So daily D has been hit. There's resistance, resistance. Shallow retracement currently. Let's adjust this uptrend line. Oh, actually, before we do that, did we take out that high? We sure did. So we can adjust. Look at that backside bounce. Kept bouncing off it, bouncing off it. Now we can adjust this to this low here. I'm going to put on another uptrend line going, whoa, not there. Right there. All right. So we hit our D. We're in the upper retracement zone on the daily chart. Hasn't pulled back yet. We hit shallow pullback, hit it right there. There's our A. There's our B. Not quite at it yet because it's technically a 786 retracement. So close to that D right there. Sub ABCD. Looking for this to pull back. It might not. I'm going to stand aside on this week just to wait and see what it does. So not going to trade this week. On deployment here. This A could get taken out. All right, we'll take a look at the euro dollar. All right, euro dollar going a little bit sideways here lately. Was bullish on this last week. Let me see. Let me see something here. Workspaces will be uploaded after our session here today. We did not have a live session last week. We had a class, a 4-hour class, so there was no modifications to it. last week, but there will be uploaded today after our session. All right, looking here, we have this consolidation here. There's the A going down. We're at an up AB. Euro dollar, you might have heard others saying that the euro dollar has to come down. I've been one of those as well. But lately I've just kind of jumped on board the bull bandwagon because it just hasn't shown signs of letting up. When you have the monetary policy meeting minutes come out last week and the Fed says they may not be raising the interest rate next month, which is kind of the sentiment there. It was expected to go up. That means they might hold off a little bit. Well, that's signs of a weakening economy. If that happens, that's bearish on the U.S. dollar, bullish on the euro dollar, on the euro, not euro dollar, but the euro. And we have come down and hit the 382. Look at all these bearish wicks trying to pull this down and just didn't quite get there. So euro dollar, we're at the 382. We're in the up push zone. We've hit that level. We're at a 618 retracement on here. And daily chart. Daily target up top here at 122.78 is the target. Now, if we go back to the weekly chart, because we're looking at multiple year highs to get there. And we have to get through these pivots to get up there. There's the weekly D. And it has not pulled back yet on the euro dollar. So I'm going to stand aside in this because this could pull back. It could keep going up. It really could go either way. I've been day trading the euro dollar lately, not long-term PowerFib trading or swing trading it here over the last week and a half. And it's in this range here. So we could easily see it come up a little bit and come back down. So I'm going to stand aside as it's in consolidation. I don't want to play bearish and see the A get taken out. I don't want to play bullish and see it stall at resistance here, just not get to any targets. So the euro dollar this week, I'm going to stand aside. As in consolidation. All right, let's look at our pound Aussie. All right. Let's look at the pound Aussie, and we'll take a break. All right, last week I looked at a play bearish from the 2-hour C high, it's the sub A, to the daily D. Started at 167.31. right there was a deployment bearish. Still active down to the daily D. $159.60 right there is the target. Very close to that level right now. Pound Aussie coming down. Broke this uptrend line. Let's adjust this downtrend line. Lower low. So I'm going to maintain this bearish position down to the daily D. Down to the daily D of the crown. Continuing that bearish push. All right, next up is going to be, or after the break, the pound CAD. We'll meet back here in 10 minutes, and we'll go through the rest of our pairs here. All right, welcome back. Take a look at the pound CAD next. All right, stood aside last week. Market was coming down bearish. Let's adjust this downtrend line. We have a lower low. Look at our daily. We have taken out the daily A coming upwards. We're just at a crown. Let's check out the weekly to see where this crown is forming at. And we have a crown that is formed at the C of the weekly, which is a good sign. RSI is oversold. So let's see what we're doing on the daily. Taking out the A, crowning, there's our C of the weekly. Let's put our fibs going down. Puts us in a down AB. We're at a pivot on here too, and notice how the market's reacted. And this is looking at a right tip of a crown to form on here. So I'm going to stand aside this week on this pair because of this bear crown. It's just now forming. RSI is all the way oversold. So I'm going to wait to see this play out. We are bearish, I mean significantly bearish on here, but this could be a turning point on here and it could come back up bullish as we form the right tip of the crown. Aggressive bearish movement before the 382. All right. So I'm going to stand aside this week. Just going to wait out and see if the right tip forms. This could pull back deeper. And last week was potential for a bear crown. We're seeing that happen right now. So we're going to stand aside. All right. Let's look at the pound yen. All right, let's deploy bearish on this to the current D last week, or 2 weeks ago, on this position. Let's take a look here. There was that crown. I'll clean this up a bit. This hit its target. Let's put on our smart trend line. All right, we're in a down AB. Let's check out the daily. RSI is all the way oversold. Trend line break, bouncing off it, coming down. RSI is coming down as well. We're in an up AB, but it's stalling between pivot points. Still in our pivot points. Let's check out the weekly. Weekly is between our downtrend line and uptrend line. I'm going to stay out of this pair. Standing aside on this week because of the uncertainty with our two trend lines here. Because we're between our downtrend line and our uptrend line over here on the weekly chart. So I'm going to stand aside on that pair for this week. All right, next up. 2-hour. Let's look at the daily. Weekly has this big crown. Daily has this big crown. Let's extend this out. See, we're at that uptrend line there. It's been broken and tested. All right. All right, let's see. Let's put a downtrend line on here. Below that, we're in a down AB. It's going sideways on here on the QE. Let's go to the weekly again. We're at our pivot point. We're sitting right at the pivot. RSI oversold. Down AB. Still has room to retrace on the 2-hour. I'm going to stand aside for now on this because we're at the pivot. Sitting right on it. Let me link this over. There's the pivot. We're below it, sitting at it. So daily chart, weekly chart shows it there. Daily right there, and an uptrend line. I'm going to wait it out, so we'll stay out for this week. All right. Let me adjust my trend line on here. And we're breaking through our downtrend line right there. We can adjust it too as we have the lower low. RSI overbought and the 2-hour oversold here on the daily. All right, being in a down AB consolidation, let's check out the daily. Sitting at the pivot, RSI oversold. I think we're going to see this come up with dollar weakness. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is in the up push zone. Back to the daily. Right at the uptrend line here. And we're breaking through the counter trend line. Might be getting into the push zone on the weekly here, or the daily. Room for some bullish movement on here. RSI is oversold. Gerard's bullish on that one. You know, I'm bullish too on this. I like it coming up. Look at that trend line bounce. Let's put on our smart fibs. All right, I'm going to deploy bullish on here from this low at 128.30. I'm going to target big reversal point on here. I'm going to go for the B high. And that's going to be 132.65. I'm going to go for 132.45, 20 below the B. Big reversal point here. All right. One 28.30. Is my starting point. I'll circle it. $132.45 is my stopping point. Note that active. Robert, you're asking, why can't you see me place the trade? Because I'm using on my computer, normally I'm using the server where I place all these trades actively on, and the server has been laggy, so in order to not have a lag and a delay, I'm going back afterwards and then activating the trades that I have on the sheet. Yeah, in the past I've used my server, but it's a little bit, is a lag to everything I do, and that lag can slow things down quite a bit. Up to the daily B high. All right, pound dollar bullish, active, and done. Yeah, Excel is being updated in real time as we go. For those that are looking for the sheet, here is the link I'll share in the chat box. There you go. You're welcome. All right, KiwiCAD, this one got stubbed out as the market continued to push bearish on here. Let's check out what's going on. Go all the way back here. Let me add some more bars. All right. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on in our larger time frames. Weekly. Up A, B. There's our C. Large consolidation on the KiwiCAD. We're towards the bottom of support. Right at support, several levels of it right there. You can see where we're sitting. RSI flatlined, oversold, trying to come up. 9%. So, potential to come up bullish. There's our weekly right there. There's our daily. You can see it more in depth on the daily. We're sitting at a lot of support here. Large consolidation. 566 pips. So I was looking for it to come up bullish last week, and it pushed down bearish for support. So this is due to come up based upon the technical trends that we're seeing on the KiwiCAD. Daily's right there. We're in consolidation. Here we're in a down AB. I would not trust this down AB to keep on coming down because of what we're seeing on our larger time frame. So standing aside, waiting for this to turn bullish, then deploying. But for now, due to large but for now, I'm going to stay out. All right. QEN. All right. Kiwi yen. Let's adjust the trend line. There. All right, this pair is looking to deploy bullish on here. Let's take a look at our daily. Daily is at a right tip. There was our right tip. It came all the way back down deeper to here. So we have this backside bounce off of our trend line here. We were there a week ago. This time last week. There's last week on Monday. Here's where we are this Monday. A week before that, we were right there as this was coming down during our session. We're bouncing out the backside. We're also at a pivot point. Potential for a bearish opportunity. Or bullish, excuse me. Weekly chart, you can see that too. Right there. Daily is in the up push zone. Deployed bullish on here. And that did take out my A. 76. Let me see, did it? Yeah, it did. And it came down. We're at that pivot right now. We're at a backside bounce of the trend line too. Let me draw a smart trend line, then I'll get rid of it. Oh, it's on point. All right, so looking for that A to get taken out. I'm going to deploy bullish after the A is taken out, so that's my A right there. Once the A is taken out, looking to deploy bullish. If it doesn't get taken out, standing aside. There and there. And I'm going to target the daily D. Which is at 8409. Once the 2-hour A is up to the daily D. All right, so we'll wait for that A to get taken out, 80.98, then deploying bullish, starting at 79.06. Up to 84.09. Read notes. All right. But wait for this one here just to confirm. I don't want to see what I hate to see happen is the market false breaks above it, tests it, and then comes down and takes out the B low in this up A. So wait for that. That's going to be more of a confirmation. That's a crown at the C of the daily chart, which is what we're looking for, where crowns tend to form for better confirmation coming up. But I'm going to keep that as bullish, but wait for that to happen. All right, Kiwi US dollar. So we got our weekly. All right, weekly chart. We have our crown. That's failed, so I'll get rid of that. That was a crown at the C. RSI overbought. We're bouncing out the backside of the trend line. Shooting star yesterday on here. In between pivots. We'll see that more defined on the daily chart. Now on our daily, we can see the backside bounce. I'm looking at dollar weakness, Kiwi strength. There it is. There's our backside bounce. RSI is all the way overbought. In between pivots. We're in the push zone. There's my D target. 79.35. This could still come up and hit it. How many pips away are we? Let's see. Yep, up 786. Thanks for catching that. All right, let's see here. I'm so used and accustomed to the 1.618. That's what I typically go for naturally. This is my third class of the day. 202 pips or so. Been staring at the market for a long time today. All right, so 202 pips is our target going up. $75.36. 0.7536. 2 hour. There is our outer downtrend line. We're already breaking through our inner. All right there. And we do have a sub crown. Probably we'll take out a larger crown, or make a larger crown as well. Let's put an up ABCD on here. Now I'm going to deploy bullish on this pair up to 75.36, which is the daily D. So I do like this coming up bullish. And it hit resistance, and it's pushing up, making higher highs. Up to the daily D on the Kiwi US dollar. Starting at 77.22. John, you're saying trend line to trend line, inner trend line break. It is coming up to the outer right here, but I'm trading off the larger time frame on this. And if you look at the daily, it will need to break the outer correct. So if you want to wait more conservatively, wait for it to break through the outer as well. So if you want, and I'll put a note on there too. No. Let me do this. Who does that want to play it safe? And I'll play it safe. Let's do that. And starting, what was that number? 7222. And we'll wait for that one. There we go. Let's look at the dollar CAD. All right, dollar CAD. This is right on the fringe of hitting the A, taking the A out. Very, very close. I mean, we're basically at the A right now on the dollar CAD. Weekly chart. RSI is oversold. We're between pivots. Daily. Broken through the downtrend line. RSI oversold on the daily as well. We're crowning. There is a C right there. Market's pushing down. We are in the down push zone on the daily. So 2-hour chart, we might see this crown then come back down and drop again for the dollar to weaken. We're right at the A currently, so looking for that to pull back. There's our 2-hour. So yeah, I like this coming down bearish. There's a D, 124.75. It's not too far away. Oh, that's the 2-hour. Daily chart has a D. Let me redraw that. Down AB, D is at 1.2040. All right, 2-hour. Right there. All right, and there it is. Shallow left tip could lead to a shallow right tip as we look for this to crown. I'm going to deploy bearish on here down to the daily D. Nope, that is the old note. Didn't save it. So if you want to wait to deploy, if you deploy bearish right now on this, you're already below the down AB right now. This could pull back and trigger us in on perhaps a 236 on this trade. But ultimately, daily D is the target, and that is at 24 or 120.40. Right there. So everyone can see that there. All right, and that's going to be a bearish deployment. Starting here at 127.71 on the dollar CAD. All right, dollar yen. Let me change the color there. All right, dollar yen has made a lower low. We'll adjust the downtrend line. Still pushed up bullish. Never came back up on the dollar yen. Dollar never strengthened. So let's see what we have. Let's take a look at the daily. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly time frame. On here, we are between pivots, up AB. Has pulled back. So we've seen this fall. There is support. RSI is oversold. So we're oversold on this position. Between pivots, if we go take a look at the daily time frame, there's support, support, support. A lot of support in this area here. RSI is over, it's in between, overbought, oversold. Still looking at the dollar coming down. I mean, we were looking for this to come up late last week for those that were in the Wealth and Freedom. You can see all that support we're sitting at right there. Still sitting at it on the daily chart. And this would normally be a sign that this is going to come up, but it just has not done that yet. So as I go to my 2-hour chart, there's our down AB. I'm going to stand aside on this one this week because I just want to wait and see what happens. We're at support. So best to just wait it out and see what it does instead of trying to be aggressive and keep being a bear on this position. All right, and lastly, we have our dollar index. All right. Let's see what we have. Dollar index to the side last week, said looking to see if the dollar continues to strengthen. Well, it did not. It kept on falling. Looking at our daily chart here, still pushing downwards. Super, super shallow retracement. Hit the 1.27, blew through it. Almost hit the D, pulled back. Coming down bearish again on the daily. RSI is overbought, coming down. Looking at our 2-hour, broke our downtrend line. It's breaking our uptrend line here. We are in the X on our 2-hour. I don't really find up ABCDs trustworthy, probably because this is about to get taken out here. Down ABs on here coming down. RSI oversold. I'm going to stand aside on this again, just waiting to see what this does. I think we'll see the dollar weaken some more. But until then, I'm going to just stay out. Even though I can't trade this directly because I have a US-based account, I'm going to stand aside again this week, waiting to see if the dollar continues to weaken. All right, and I'll mark that gray. Looks like we're good on that. All right, that is going to be a wrap up on our PowerFibs session. We will not have a live trading session next week, but we will have one on the 5th, which is a Tuesday. We'll be closed on Monday the 4th in observance of Labor Day, U.S. holiday. We'll be back. I just got a Tuesday's class scheduled because I didn't want to go 3 weeks without having one of these. I will be hosting a 4-hour PowerFibs course tomorrow. I will be hosting another 4-hour PowerFibs course next Monday. So it'll be 3 courses in a 12-day period. They are going to be basically the same as the previous. If you've attended them before, I invite you to join me again. You're not going to, maybe you'll catch something new in there. But it is the course. Until then, take care, happy trading, and I want to wish you all the best of success. And the workspaces will be out within the next half hour. And thank you very much, Barbara. We'll see you next time. Happy trading.